I understand that! I understand that!
While the Avengers seem to be disassembled, or at least not so active as of late,
Thor, what do you know?
the Dark Avengers are about to rise, with John Walker, aka Captain America, well, not anymore, slowly losing his mind after his violent actions were streamed live online.
Okay, that's enough.
There's something dark brewing. The secretly empowered super soldier refuses to back down, and with the help of the mysterious Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine showing up, he might have just found the support he needs. While his goal is not totally clear, Valentina might just announce the return of Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
But also the assembling of the Dark Avengers in the MCU. Saying that a lot went down in this week's episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is an understatement. John Walker got the beat-up he deserved. Sharon Carter is conducting shady affairs with Batroc. Bucky has been unusually flirty.
Don't flirt with my sister.
Isaiah Bradley revealed all that was done to him, and Zemo is about to be sent to the Raft by the Wakandans. But within all this madness, one thing stood out over anything else: the introduction of Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
I don't like to repeat myself, so you can just call me Val.
Played by actress Julia Louis-Dreyfus. The cryptic lady, who looks like a supervillain straight out of a comic book, seems to be there to recruit John Walker into some kind of mysterious initiative. Strutting her way in high heels towards Walker, she shows him that she knows way too much about Captain America's SHIELD legal ownership and leaves him a blank card to contact her, or actually hinting that she will be the one doing the call. Her arrival in the MCU strangely coincides with Walker getting a raw deal from the country that, as he states himself,
You built me.
you know, I can't help feeling just a tiny bit bad for the guy. I mean, he's turned into a monster and I can't condone his actions, but Walker did lose his best friend and only got discharged and publicly shamed for doing the same thing that he has always done. The only mistake he made was getting caught on camera, because let's face it, this was probably not Walker's first innocent kill. So basically what we have is an ultra-violent super soldier who lost everything at once and is out for revenge. Things are not looking good for Sam, Bucky, and the rest. Anyways, let's go back to the one person who can actually enable him, Valentina. Who is she and what's her deal exactly? When she first meets with Walker, one of the first things that she tells him is that he was right to take the super soldier serum, but as far as I'm concerned, he did not really tell anyone about it. Although it might have been quite obvious the way he fought Bucky, but having these new powers after what went down, I doubt the government would just let him walk free in the streets. So the Contessa has eyes, and they seem to be everywhere. Could she be the power broker? Possible. But what we know is that she is perched high in the hierarchy of things and probably loaded with money with that fancy title. Clearly standing on the other side of the law, and who isn't these days in the MCU, Valentina is up to no good. But there's a lot to unpack about her. And something tells me we won't get any answer anytime soon, since there's only one episode left for The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So let's turn to the comics and see what we can find. The character of Valentina was created by Jim Steranko and was first featured in the 1967 comic book Strange Tales number 159. While she just popped up in the MCU, it feels like she's been behind the scenes all along. And taking into consideration the fact that her character used to be working for S.H.I.E.L.D. and dated Nick Fury for a time, it points toward the fact that she's a capable spy and has access to classified intel. At some point in the long Marvel Comics history, in 1971 to be more precise, she was part of a special task force of female agents called FemForce, which also included Sharon Carter as the group's first leader. But the two never really saw eye to eye, as there was some fight over Captain America. While this clearly won't happen in the MCU since Steve Rogers is gone, there's a big chance the two either have a common past or that Sharon and Valentina are actually working together. But when it comes to her allegiance in the comics, her loyalty wavers a lot. While working for S.H.I.E.L.D., she secretly joined Hydra and took the mantle of Madam Hydra, but then betrayed them for Leviathan, as she was one of their sleeper agents all along. To make it short, things are complicated. And things get even more complicated in the Secret Invasion comics when it was revealed she was a a Skrull spying on Fury, setting into motion the invasion. So her goal to recruit John Walker and eventually create a whole team of broken but empowered people might just be a ploy to set up the Skrull invasion. In a Vanity Fair report, Julia Louis-Dreyfus was even rumored to make an appearance in the upcoming film Black Widow. What her role would actually be, or would have been if she didn't make the final cut, has yet to be revealed. Who amongst Marvel's Russian characters might she be trying to recruit? Maybe the mutant Colossus? Magic, or even someone from Black Widow's gang? I have so many questions for you people, so make sure to keep the discussion going in the comment section. However, I do have one theory among all these question marks. Val, as she likes to be called but doesn't actually like to be called, is actually building her own Dark Avengers team. To some extent, she's mirroring Agent Phil Coulson and Nick Fury in MCU's Phase 1, when they were searching and gathering superheroes to build the first ever Avengers team, and also make the box office explode. But that's another story. So far, the post-credit scene where John Walker makes his own dollar store grade Captain America shield hints that he'll be one of the first Dark Avengers, and most probably the team's leader like he was in the comic book. While I have a feeling that he'll find a pretty dark way to bring a Battlestar back, let's take a look at which characters could also be featured in a team that will probably go up against the upcoming Young Avengers. Now, I'm pretty sure that the Dark Avengers will be led by John Walker, but what's an Avengers team without their Iron Man, right? In Spider-Man Homecoming, it was revealed that the Avengers Tower has been bought, but we never really had any confirmation about who purchased it. 2 years later, in Spider-Man Far From Home, we got a glimpse of the tower being remodeled, while again never seeing what replaced the Avengers logo on top of it. Reddit user BrokenEye3 believes that the answer lies in the video game LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2, where the tower is now owned by the Oscorp company. In the comics, Osborn becomes the founder of the Dark Avengers, as well as one of its members under the Iron Patriot mantle. If the theory that Ned will become the Hobgoblin is true, the MCU might just present Osborn as skipping his Green Goblin phase and go straight to the Iron Patriot one. After all, the USA is trying really hard to come up with another superhero mascot, and that could just do the trick. Now let's take a look at which characters, besides its two leaders, could form the first Dark Avengers. Most of the Dark Avengers are equivalent to the ones we've met so far in the MCU. The first member of this Dark team is Hawkeye's big brother, Charles Barton, who goes by the alias Trickshot. And just like his little brother, he is a master archer. Guess it runs in the family. The next on our list is Toxidoxy, who sometimes cosplays as the Scarlet Witch, but is nowhere near her level of powers. She's a scientist with telepathic powers, but can also alter bones to diffuse impact, and has a neurotoxin in her blood, allowing her to poison and paralyze her opponents. Superia is the dark counterpart of the soon-to-be-introduced Miss Marvel. Her powers are pretty much what most strong superheroes have, like superhuman strength, durability, the ability to shoot energy blasts, and she can also fly. Since Wolverine hasn't appeared in the MCU yet, Gorgon might only show up later on in Phase 5. After he was resurrected, he gained powers similar to Wolverine, which makes it really hard to re-kill, as his regenerative healing factor is off the charts just like Logan's. Finally, the future Dark Avengers team will feature the Hulk-like Scar, who has studied under Bruce Banner and could make for a great addition to the She-Hulk series as Young Avengers Gone Dark. The Dark Avengers are a complex group of people who have been cheated by the system, like John Walker, and could bring even more nuance to the MCU when it comes to the good versus evil archetype. You can hear the echoes of Revolution ringing in MCU's post-blip world with the Flag Smashers, as even Sam somewhat agrees with their mission. The arrival of the Dark Avengers, who will most probably be presented as the New Avengers, will announce a new world order, one that will stand as the Young Avengers' main antagonists. Sounds pretty cool. The arrival of Valentina might not only announce the return of Hydra, but with new Russian characters that will be introduced in the film Black Widow, like Yelena, who will also feature in the Hawkeye series, the Young Avengers might also have to face the rebirth of Leviathan.